of sport. Let's dive straight to the world of football this morning and tell you that FIFA licensed agent and players welfare advocate Mr. Edi Iseri Ogbemudia has strongly criticized the leadership of the Nigerian Premier Football League over its handling of a contractual dispute and players' welfare. His comment centered on the case of Niger Tornadoes former player Michael Anthony Adoyi, whose contract was reportedly terminated unlawfully with directives sent to him never to return to the club. He described it as a stain on the Mina-based club and a reflection of Nigerian Premier Football League's poor management under Chairman Benga Elegbeleye and Chief Operating Officer Chief Davison Owumi. The players' advocate further alleged that several complaints of contractual breaches lodges with the Nigerian Premier Football League had been ignored, raising questions about the league's fairness and commitment to players' welfare. It will be recalled that in January 2025, the Nigerian Premier Football League directed Niger Tornadoes FC to pay Adoye the sum of 1,350,000 naira. The directive stated that a failure to comply will result in deduction from the club's sponsorship payment in 2024-2025 season. Kingsley, Benga Elegbeleye and Davison Owumi, they are under the torchlight, in terms of their leadership, style, as they have been, brought to the front burner for something that, the players' welfare representative feel that they are not doing right. Under the leadership of Benga Elegbeleye and the Chief Operating Officer Davison Owumi, how will you describe their relationship with the players' representative thus far?
I think they've really done well. They've not really done well. In so many occasions, players, do not really get what they deserve or what they work for at the end of the day. You just see a situation whereby a club would just get up at the end of the day and tell a player, you're done here, go. Whereas that club is still owning that player. And the player will do everything and talk, and nobody will come to the rescue. Nobody will come to the aid of that particular player. It is bad. We've seen this on several occasions, all right, where players, come out, just like what we saw with Brian there. I think he was bold enough because he knew that nobody will be able to do him anything. In fact, I think he had it in mind that he was going to retire. So he has to use that time to blast him back as well. So there are some players in that Imba team that they were also old, but couldn't come out to the media because of possibly what the club would do there and what other teams in the Npfl, how other teams in the Npfl will see them, at the end of the day. So I think at this point in time, it's good of a thing that they are calling on Benga Elegbeleye and his board. They should take a look at these issues, because if you take a look at this, Mike, these are some of the reasons why players do not even have that pride in playing the Npfl. They go elsewhere, even in least those like the league, of course, in Benin Republic, the Cotonou League. They even go there, Tanzania, just to make sure that they get work for at the end of the day. How will you feel as a player after working for so many weeks or months, and at the end of the club will just come and say you're not playing for us again, whereas they've not paid you your entitlement and they expect you to go? This was the same thing we saw with the former coach of Heartland FC, Kennedy Boboye, where Boboye was complaining and shouting, Heartland, they are owing me and all of that. What did they do? Have they paid that man up to this moment? I don't think they've paid him. What have the Nigerian Football League, what have they done about that? We've no head. So I think there need to be proper measures where all of these issues will be tackled. Players and coaches are entitled to what they work for. You can't just wake up as a team and dismiss a player or a coach without paying the player or the coach. Take a look at what is happening in Europe. A coach is sacked. Before you sack the coach, you've already prepared the severance fee. Before you think of terminating the player's contract and the player is still under a contract to your club, you must arrange his money for him. That's why Chelsea cannot just stand up to that and say, tell him leave. He's not playing, but he's collecting salary every week. That is contract. That is contract. You can't play with anybody. So I think that's what should be enforced in the Npfl. There should be a body, to check all of these things. If there's a body in charge, or maybe a main guy like and his board taking it upon themselves, I think we will not be seeing all of this in the Npfl.
All right, we'll see how this one pans out.